Hey, what's going on YouTube? James and Jay Kramer Fitness Protein Review Guy. Today I got a special request by a subscriber and via email from my website. We are going to go ahead and take a look at Now Sports Whey Protein Isolate. Let's go ahead and take a deep dive on if it is truly worth your money. This product brings up a lot of questions, from potential transparency issues to its true quality compared to other budget price proteins. And of course, the one question that's on everyone's mind is Now Foods Whey Protein Isolate Amino Spike. I'll be covering all these points to give you the complete picture. If you are considering this protein, stay tuned for the full breakdown. First, let's go ahead and answer this question. Is Now Sports Whey Protein Isolate third-party tested? Now Sports does carry an informed choice badge, meaning that it is free of illegal and banned substances. However, it is important to note that this only verifies the product free of those substances. There's no independent verification of the amino acid profile or protein sourcing. Testing is all done in-house. You can find this information under the quality and safety page at nowfoods.com. You already know how I feel about in-house testing. It's very subjective and it's not a true litmus test of the quality you are receiving. Other claims such as non-GMO, soy-free, and no artificial sweeteners are listed as badges on the container. However, those claims are not verified. I did request a certificate of analysis from Now Foods. Interestingly enough, they said they don't provide those documents to anyone outside the organization, and the ability to compile the information, it's not within their infrastructure, which is extremely odd. At the very end of the email that I received, it even states that conversation that I was having with the customer service rep was only for eyes between myself and the employee, which is extremely odd. Well, I guess I'm still sharing it anyway. The sweetener used in this protein powder is xylitol, which isn't necessarily an artificial one, and it's not really natural. One badge that brings your attention to is this one, with BCAAs, which is a great segue into my next section. Salmon is Now Foods Protein Powder Amino Spike. After doing my research on this protein powder, I firmly believe that this protein powder is an amino spike protein. Here are my 4 pieces of evidence that I want to present to the jury. Number 1, the amino acid profile variations across the 3 flavors. Leucine and BCAA content fluctuates significantly across flavors, which is very unusual for pure whey isolate products. Usually, protein powders offer the same BCAA content across all flavors. It's odd when you examine each product's description. You can tell the leucine content starts going through the roof as you start adding flavor. Serving size differences. The vanilla and chocolate versions require larger scoops, but claim similar protein content, hinting at possible fortification, which is extremely odd and eye-raising. This is the one I was sharing the last one, with BCAA labeling. The vague claim could mean that BCAAs are added, not naturally derived. What are your thoughts when you look at the label with BCAAs or naturally occurring BCAAs? Based on the rep's response, and in my professional opinion, they are added BCAAs. The reason why you see that with BCAA badge is so that the company can avoid any kind of potential litigations if a lawsuit. And then finally, I might be pulling hairs and strings on this one, but examining the carbohydrate count. Typically, isolates retain some carbohydrates from milk sugar, but here the low count across flavors raises questions, especially when compared to nationally recognized brands. However, the testing is done in-house for Now Foods, so it is very questionable. Let's go ahead and get into our protein comparisons. I'm going to go ahead and compare Now Sports Isolate against 2 brands. As always, the nationally recognized product, Opti Nutrition's Gold Standard Whey Protein, and another protein powder. It's in the similar ballpark of quality, which is bulksupplements.com. Let's compare on Gold Standard Whey. Looking at the creamy vanilla flavors of Now Sports and On's vanilla ice cream, there are some differences. Leucine content. Now Sports contains 3 grams versus On Gold Standard's 2.6 grams. The higher leucine content in Now Sports might appeal to those prioritizing muscle protein synthesis, However, examining the research, most commercial grade protein powders are usually floating between the average percentage of leucine 9 to 11%, 10% being the average. 12%, this could be cause for amino spiking for Now Foods. Total BCAA content for Now Sports is at 6.4 grams compared to 5.5 grams of Opti Nutrition's gold standard. I wouldn't say the golden ratio of BCAAs to protein, but it's 1.1 grams of BCAAs to 5 grams of protein. This is another red flag for Now Sports. Carb content and sugars. On contains more carbs and 1 gram of sugar, while Now Sports offers 2 grams of carbs and 0 sugars. If you're someone who is low carbing, both protein powders are technically low carb qualified. And then of course, protein content per serving and calories. Both are 120 calories. On offers a slightly more servings per container, making it more cost effective, especially if you're someone who wants a little flavor in their protein powder. While both are budget friendly options, On Gold Standard's consistent profile and trust regulations might offer more confidence for quality conscious buyers. In contrast, Now's higher leucine content could give it an edge for those prioritizing muscle recovery. After comparing Now Sports with On Gold Standard Whey, let's now take a comparison between Now against bulksupplements.com protein isolate. Those options aim for a budget-friendly protein, but there are some notable differences to consider. Leucine content. Now Sports edges out bulk supplements slightly, with 2.7 grams of leucine per serving versus 2.46 in bulk supplements. This could mean more muscle building potential with Now Sports. Total BCAAs content is super close. Now Sports providing 5.6 grams versus bulk supplements 5.4 grams per serving. Carbs and sugars are very similar in the fact that both offer next to 0 grams of carbohydrates. As always, that should be a red flag for a potential amino inflation. And then of course the serving size. Even though both protein powders in this instance are unflavored, bulk supplements requires a larger scoop, which could be an indication of its internationally sourced quality, or it could be that there's more added ingredients that are not listed. While Now Sports may provide slightly higher leucine and BCAA content, bulk supplements offers a higher protein per serving. Both are cost-effective choices, but the slight differences in amino acid content and serving sizes can be deciding factors. Now that we compare Now Sports to other popular budget proteins, let's check out what Amazon users have to say in their reviews. On Amazon, Now Sports Whey Protein has generally positive reviews, averaging around 4.3 stars. Here's a breakdown of the feedback. Pros: many reviewers love the smooth mixability, no clumping, no chalkiness, which is great for post-workout, very convenient shakes. The low carb profile is another highlight for those monitoring carbohydrate intake, and some buyers appreciate the minimal ingredient list, especially in the unflavored version. Cons: there are some reoccurring issues. Some mention an unusual aftertaste. Some mention that the flavored profile is too mild. Another person mentioned that it was too sweet. There is no stevia in the flavor versions like I was sharing. Xylitol is the main sweetener. The one reoccurring negative complaint about Now Foods is that this thing does not mix well with coffee. I have never been a person to mix protein powder with my coffee. However, this thing does not mix well, period. An individual shared, even after throwing this thing into a blender with hot coffee, still did not mix. Amazon reviews show that while it's a solid option for smooth, low-carb protein, the flavor and texture can be hit or miss depending on your use. Now that we covered user feedback, let's tackle an all-important question for anyone using this protein. How many scoops of Now Foods protein do you need to take post-workout? In muscle growth post-workout, research suggests you should aim for 25 grams of protein with up to 3 grams of leucine per serving. If you've been following me up to this point, we know a couple things. We know that Now Sports protein powder, flavored or unflavored, offers 25 grams of protein. The issue stems from each of the flavorings' leucine content. If you are doing the flavored ones, 1 scoop should be enough. The unflavored one offers 2.7 grams of leucine. So 1 scoop will not be enough, and you may have to aim for a little bit over 1 scoop. However, I do have to share, I strongly believe this protein powder is amino spikes. I would highly encourage you to use high protein skim milk to make sure that you're getting intact protein. And I am hopefully assuming that 1 8 fluid ounce cup of high protein skim milk with 1 scoop should be enough to stimulate muscle growth. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a Now Foods protein shake. Directions are as follows. Add 1 little scoop to 8 fluid ounces of cold water, milk, or your favorite juice. Stir Now Foods offers a non-traditional scoop. It's a square one as such. Right here, there is a line that is 1 scoop. As always, I have my daily driver, Pure Choice Farms shaker cup, and we're just gonna go ahead and follow directions. There's a baby scoop. That's going right into the cell. Okay, in, cell, top, lock her up. Let's go ahead, shake her up. If you're a fan of this long form content reviews, please subscribe. I do protein powders once a week. And as always, please leave a like, help the small channel grow. Just help the small channel grow, damn it. How does this thing mix up? I firmly believe that this protein powder is amino spiked. And with these amino spike protein powders, they always mix fantastic with a cold water or beverage. As you can see, there is nothing there on the shaker wall, and there is going to be nothing at the very top of the shaker lid, which is super convenient, easy. We're going to go ahead and go into our taste test of Now Foods protein isolate. Cheers. So there is no clumping in the shake either. And of course, if you've never had an unflavored protein powder, it tastes exactly what it is describing, unflavored. And if I had to associate a flavor with an unflavored protein powder, it's a mild nuttiness. Here we go. Let's start with a quick breakdown of the pros and cons of Now Foods whey protein isolate. Pros: budget friendly, smooth mixability, low carb. Cons: you already know how I feel about in-house testing. I don't like it. No in-house testing, red flag number 1. Inconsistent amino acid profiles is another red flag. Typically you see on quality protein powders, amino acid profile is exactly the same all the way through. In this case, it is not the same. And then finally, potential protein inflation. I firmly believe this protein powder is protein inflated. The listed 25 or 26 grams that are suggested on the container is true, but it's not a true intact protein powder, hence the reason why they have with BCAA's badge. Now that we covered the pros and cons, let's go ahead and examine, is Now Foods whey protein isolate worth it? The bottom line, Now Foods whey protein isolate has some strong points, especially regarding affordability and mixability. It can do the job if you're looking for a straightforward, budget-friendly protein with a low-carb profile. Basic protein supplementation without frills is a decent option, especially for those who don't prioritize extensive quality certifications. However, the lack of full third-party testing and the inconsistency in amino acid profiles across all flavors brings a big eye raise. These transparency issues might be a deal breaker for anyone focused on ensuring high quality, consistent protein in their diet. Ultimately, if the budget is your main concern and you're okay with product's limitations, then Now Foods whey protein isolate could be worthwhile. But if you're someone after consistent quality and verified transparency, you might want to go somewhere else. With all the details covered, let's summarize it up quickly. Let's bring it all together with a quick roundup with Now Sports whey protein isolate. 1. It's a budget-friendly protein option with minimal carbs, making it a solid choice if you watch costs or carbs. 2. One of its standout features is how easily it mixes with water, making it convenient for post-workout shakes without clumping. 3. While it has an informed choice certification for banned substances, the lack of third-party testing on its amino acid profile and ingredient sourcing may raise questions about quality that you are receiving. And then 4, each flavor has a slightly different amino acid profile, suggesting possible protein inflation may be concerning for those seeking quality. In summary, Now Foods whey protein isolate is a decent budget option, but its transparency and consistency are high on your list. You may want to explore other brands. My final grade for this protein powder, save your money. So are you someone who uses Now Foods protein powder? I want to know, do you think I got this protein powder review right? Comment downstairs, let's go ahead and talk it out. If you do like these long form video reviews on protein powders, please subscribe. Please leave a like if you found this video helpful in making you a more informed buyer of protein powders. And then of course, I want to say thank you for watching and make it a great day.